An anonymous street artist who goes by the name Wanksy for jokes has spray painted with non-permanent spray paint, I should add, penises around potholes in order for authorities to finally do something about them, all right? So we don't know who this guy is, but he has gotten a lot of attention because, as many pictures will show, there are many phallic symbols spray painted on these potholes, and the potholes look serious. Apparently he's looking out for bicyclists in the area, pedestrians who are being injured by the potholes, who are bothered by the potholes. Apparently the officials in the area aren't doing anything about it, but now all of a sudden they're forced to pay attention to this issue that they've neglected for some time. Now we have some pictures for you. There's one.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
All right, that's a good looking penis.
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh, so that's a woman.
Oh, good for him. Diversifying.
Spreading the love, as it were.
Diversifying. I like that. I could look at this all day.
Really, no, it's fascinating.
Yes.
I'm surprised he didn't go just with butthole, from pothole to butthole. That seems like a one-to-one.
If he hasn't done a butthole yet, he should.
He really should.
Okay, but look what happened.
They got filled.
That penis has chlamydia.
You're like, that's problematic. But you're right. I love that. This is what it takes to get a bureaucrat to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, put a dick on it.
Put a dick on. Well, yeah. A lot of people pay attention. The one thing I will note, though, and this has always been a huge pet peeve of mine when it comes to the city fixing potholes, when they fill it like that, it doesn't necessarily really solve the problem, right? It's usually uneven. It looks like crap. In some cases, a street is just really tore up, and you need to do something. You need to completely redo the street.
Yeah, repaving.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they don't do it. It's probably more expensive, obviously, but...
Well, yeah, there's a lot of red tape to go around with, like, funding and everything else to get this. And so in one hand, I'm glad that he gave the city a hard time and this happened.
A hard time.
I like that.
Yeah. But the one problem I had, and I don't know if you're getting to this, so excuse me if I jump the gun, is that they said that he was a hero. And I didn't like that because I don't want other people to start assuming that.
Bro Bible called him a hero.
Yeah, Bro Bible.
So Bro Bible maybe is not. Luckily, it was just Bro Bible,
Bro
not
Bible,
the city
like
being
the
like, here's
city.
the key to the city.
Because I'm like, I don't want that sentiment to start going across and people being like, oh, let's destroy property. Because when I first saw this before they started getting fixed, I was like, dude, it's like third grade humor, great, but what you're doing now is you're destroying the city even more.
Right.
Like, you're defacing it, and now they're gonna have to do more work to paint over the penises and to fill the potholes. So I'm glad the potholes are filled, but no one else tries going to your city officials and the right channels, maybe.
So there were a few things, like little nuances in the story that made me side with him. If it was permanent spray paint, then I'd be like, you know what, this is uncalled for, you're making it worse.
Yeah.
But thankfully he used the washable kind.
Oh, that's awesome, great.
Yeah, so you use a little water and you're done. And then the other thing is it actually did work. So if it didn't work and he was using permanent spray paint, then I'd be really upset because you're right, it just makes the city look even worse. But I'm happy that he got something done. And in terms of street artists, I think it's really important to differentiate between taggers, people who just go out there and do random graffiti like, oh, I'm little Snoopy. And it's just ugly and stupid and doesn't make any point at all. And then you have real street artists like Banksy, for instance, who puts out political messages, and authorities will say, well, he's defacing property and he's doing terrible things, he's ruining private property. But in some cases, he's sending a really strong political message, and he does it in a beautiful way.
Oh, yeah, and he'll travel to Israel and Palestine, and he's been to the West Bank, and he's done some really very meaningful pieces of work as a street artist. And I have to say, Wanksy, as a name, I have to give him props for that. I mean, alone, I was kind of already on his side, because I was like, very clever.
Yeah.
But I do think it's sad that it takes this kind of shock and awe campaign in order to get a city to pay attention to something that clearly was a problem that was so irksome that he was like, okay, I got to draw a penis on this. But I'm like, do we have to? I mean, in LA, we have horrible potholes. I just had to fix a flat tire that I got from a heinous pothole a monster that ate my car.
Oh, that sucks.
And that sucked. And I'm like, man, we'd have penises all over the city.
Yeah,
we do have dicks all over the city.
It's LA. It's LA. But I'm just, if that's what it takes. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you that this is not something we should all be endorsing, and I'm not saying everyone go out and paint penises over the problems in your neighborhood, but I do think there's something to creative activism in order to get a result.
I guess we all agree that something good came out of these penises.
Yes. Sometimes yeah.
You got that one.
I was gonna go further, and then I'm like, you know what? Family friendly show.